In the 1950s, Dean Martin was one of the most famous singers in America. People loved his smooth voice and the calm way he sang songs about love and life. Everyone thought they knew what a Dean Martin song sounded like. But one day, he was offered a song that was completely different. It was called Mambo Italiano. The song was fun, fast, and full of silly Italian words. People in the music industry thought it was too strange for Dean. Some said it would ruin his career. Others warned him that his fans would not like it. They told him, "Don't sing this song, it's too risky. It's not who you are." But Dean looked at the song and saw something else. He didn't just see words and music. He saw a chance to make people smile. He saw an opportunity to try something new, something exciting. Dean loved music and he loved performing, so he decided to give it a chance, even though everyone doubted him. This was a big moment. Dean had a choice. He could play it safe and sing the songs people expected from him, or he could take a risk and sing something completely different. Taking this risk could make him even bigger, or it could embarrass him. The tension in the air was real, and no one knew what would happen next. And that's what makes this story so interesting. It's not just about a song. It's about courage, choice, and trusting yourself, even when others don't. Dean was about to show the world that sometimes taking a risk is the best way to succeed. Everyone said it was a mistake, people whispered. But Dean Martin saw something they didn't, and that choice would change everything. Dean Martin's career was already successful, but singing Mambo Italiano could change everything. He had built a reputation as a cool, confident singer. His fans loved his relaxed style. Singing this fast, silly, playful song was a gamble. If it failed, people might think he wasn't serious. They might laugh at him instead of cheering. Even the music bosses were nervous. They wanted Dean to stick to what he knew worked. They didn't understand the song's charm, but Dean noticed something important. America was changing. People were starting to like new sounds, songs that made them want to dance and laugh. Mambo Italiano had that energy. Dean realized this song could reach new people and show a side of him no one had seen before. The stakes were high. This wasn't just about music. It was about Dean's reputation, his career, and the risk of trying something completely different. But it was also about opportunity. If he succeeded, he would surprise everyone and show that he could do more than just slow, romantic songs. Dean had a choice: stay safe or take a risk. It wasn't easy. He felt the pressure from critics, bosses, and even fans who expected him to be the same Dean Martin they knew. But he also felt a spark inside him, a feeling that this song could be special. One wrong note, people said, and it could all be ruined. One right note and history could be made. And with that, Dean Martin made his decision. He would sing Mambo Italiano, and what happened next would surprise everyone. Dean Martin finally decided to record Mambo Italiano. At first, people in the studio were nervous. The song was so different from what Dean usually sang, but as soon as he started, something amazing happened. Dean didn't try to sing it perfectly or seriously. Instead, he added a little fun to it, exaggerating the Italian words in a playful way. He laughed in the right spots and made the song feel alive. Even the engineers and producers who were worried at first couldn't help but smile. They could see that Dean wasn't mocking the song. He was enjoying it. His confidence and charm made the song fun for everyone listening. The more he sang, the more he transformed Mambo Italiano from a risky idea into something magical. Dean's voice carried the rhythm of the music, and suddenly the words that seemed strange at first sounded catchy and exciting. The song wasn't just a novelty. It had energy, humor, and joy. For the first time, everyone in the studio started to realize that Dean might have been right all along. This moment changed everything. People began to see that Dean was more than just a smooth, romantic singer. He could take risks. He could entertain in a way that surprised everyone. That simple decision to enjoy the music instead of worrying about what others thought was the turning point. The first version of Mambo Italiano was ready, but no one knew yet if the public would feel the same magic. This was just the beginning of a story that would prove critics wrong. When Dean sang the first line, the room went quiet, and then everyone started laughing and smiling. Something was happening that no one expected. Even though the song sounded great in the studio, the outside world still doubted it. Critics wrote articles saying the song was too silly. Radio stations were hesitant to play it. Some fans even wondered if Dean had lost his touch. Dean felt the pressure. This wasn't just about a song, it was about his career and reputation. Inside, Dean faced a real struggle. Should he try to change the song to make it safer, or should he trust himself and release it as it was? He wanted to please his fans and the industry, but he also knew the song's charm came from being playful and different. It was a moral and personal challenge. Dean thought about the risk. If the song failed, people might laugh at him, and his image as a cool, confident singer could be damaged. But if he succeeded, it could show a new side of him, someone willing to take a chance, to have fun, and to connect with people in a fresh way. The tension grew as the release date approached. Everyone was watching. Dean knew that once the song hit the airwaves, there would be no turning back. He had to trust his instincts and embrace the risk. Every voice in the room told him not to do it, but deep inside, Dean knew this song had something special. Could he really change what people thought about him with just one performance? This was the moment of true conflict. Dean Martin wasn't just recording a song. He was taking a risk that could either fail spectacularly or succeed beyond imagination. Finally, Mambo Italiano was released to the public. The first few days were nerve-wracking for Dean Martin. He didn't know how people would react. Would they laugh at him? Would critics be right that the song was too silly, or would the public embrace it? Almost immediately, something amazing happened. People loved it. On the radio, listeners laughed and sang along. In homes across America, families danced and clapped to the beat. The energy of the song was infectious. The very things critics had worried about, the fun, the fast rhythm, the playful Italian words, were the things that made it a hit. Dean started performing the song live, and audiences went wild. They cheered, they laughed, and they danced. People didn't just accept the song, they celebrated it. What everyone had said could ruin his career actually made him more popular than ever. Dean's charm and confidence turned a risky song into a symbol of joy and fun. This was a turning point in Dean's career. He had taken a huge risk, trusting himself and the music, and it paid off in a way no one could have predicted. He wasn't just the smooth crooner everyone knew. He was now a fearless entertainer who could surprise and delight audiences. The first time the crowd heard the song live, the applause was deafening. What they said would fail had become a triumph. Dean Martin had proved them all wrong. Dean's gamble had worked. He had crossed a point of no return. There was no going back to being just the same old singer. This song changed everything about how people saw him, and it was just the beginning of a new chapter in his career. After Mambo Italiano became a hit, Dean Martin's life and career changed. He proved that taking risks could bring great rewards. The song showed that he wasn't limited to one style or image. People saw that he could be playful, funny, and daring, all while keeping the charm that made him famous. The song also became a cultural phenomenon. Other singers covered it, radio stations played it constantly, and people all over the world danced to it. It didn't just boost Dean's career, it became a timeless classic. Even decades later, the song is still remembered, showing how one bold choice can leave a lasting mark. Dean's transformation was more than professional, it was personal too. He learned that trusting himself, even when others doubted him, could lead to incredible success. He became a symbol of courage and creativity, inspiring others to take chances and embrace their unique talents. Mambo Italiano also changed how audiences saw entertainment. It reminded people that music could be fun, joyful, and surprising. Dean's success proved that breaking the rules sometimes leads to greatness, and it encouraged artists to experiment and try new things. Dean didn't just sing a song, he made history. The song that everyone said would fail became a symbol of courage, joy, and creativity. And it all started with one decision: to trust himself. The legacy of Mambo Italiano is clear. It isn't just a catchy tune, it's a story about bravery, risk, and the magic that can happen when someone believes in themselves. Dean Martin had changed not only his career, but also the way people thought about music forever. Looking back, the story of Mambo Italiano is more than just a story about a song. It is a story about courage, taking risks, and trusting yourself, even when everyone else doubts you. Dean Martin could have played it safe. He could have stuck to the smooth, slow songs that made him famous, but he chose to take a chance, to have fun, and to trust his instincts. This choice didn't just make him popular, it changed how people saw him. Dean became more than just a singer. He became an entertainer who could surprise, delight, and make people laugh. The song showed that being brave and creative can lead to something unforgettable. Even today, when people hear Mambo Italiano, they smile, dance, and feel the joy Dean shared in the 1950s. The lesson of Dean's story is simple but powerful. Life often presents us with choices that seem risky or scary. Other people may tell us we're making a mistake, but sometimes the best results come from taking a chance and believing in yourself. Just like Dean, we all have opportunities to step outside our comfort zones, try something new, and discover our hidden strengths. Dean Martin's journey with Mambo Italiano reminds us that courage and creativity can change history. The song that everyone thought would fail became a hit. It became a symbol of joy, bravery, and fun. It proved that what seems risky or strange at first can become something beautiful, lasting, and inspiring. They said he shouldn't do it. He did it anyway. And in that choice, we see the courage to dance, to sing, and to change the world with nothing but a song. As you listen to this story, think about your own life. What is the Mambo Italiano in your life? What's the thing people say you shouldn't do, but deep inside you feel it could be amazing? Remember, sometimes taking that risk is exactly what changes everything.